So here's what I do now. Whenever I show up to a property, I'm going to listen to a homeowner's concern, and I'm going to listen to the problem, but I'm not listening to how they want me to execute the project. I want to hear what the problem is, but I don't want to hear their solution. Hey, so when I first started my lawn business, there's 5 things that I did. I even gave advice on these things that I would do differently, and I want to share them with you so you don't make the same mistake that I did. The first mistake when I was starting my lawn business was saying no to the big job. Now, this was out of an effort to have focus because I was concerned with building regular recurring maintenance. That was the business model that I wanted. I wanted recurring maintenance, but it caused me to say no to really fantastic opportunities. I'm not talking about not spreading yourself too thin by having your hands in too many things. I don't think that's a good thing to do at all. I'm saying that when I first started, there was opportunities that I had for side jobs that I could have executed, but I just didn't know how. It was just kind of out of the scope of what I was doing. Eventually, you are going to do the big job, or you're going to want to do the big job. So the first thing I would say is, hey, it's good to focus, but don't kick that can down the road for too long, because the quicker you learn how to do that big job, that confidence just kind of snowballs on itself. Number 2 mistake that I made in my lawn business was I did not prioritize commercial work or year-round accounts. The way that hurt us was, of course, during the winter. My area is exceptionally seasonal. Like, we don't get snow like you guys do up north. Okay, let me do a quick edit to this video before I post it. Look at this. Look, hold on. Y'all, we ended up with 18 inches of snow. For the record, y'all, like, we don't get snow, like, ever, like, never, like, we don't get snow. I gotta show y'all some video of this just because it's unprecedented. We don't get this, and it's not like we had a little bit of snow. We had an absolute, a blanket of snow, 18 inches at my place. The grass, it kind of stops growing, so we kind of go into a winter schedule where we're trying to make ends meet for the crew. We backlog jobs. But here's the thing. I didn't do any commercial in the beginning because I felt that the margins were better in residential. And what happened was my account balance all here would be climbing because we were crushing it. And then we get to the winter and then not have anything to do for about 3 or 4 months. And then, man, there's all this money that I worked for, it would just plummet, and I was having to start over every season. So if I had that to do over again, I would prioritize year-round contracts, year-round service agreements, looking for commercial work, and backfilling our schedule to keep us busy in the winter. Number 3 mistake that I made in my lawn business was firing too slow. And this is not just employees, this is clients too, okay? In the beginning, we kind of have this mindset of, God, I need every single account. And man, I feel for you because I was there. And you kind of just string along this problem client, that because you really need the money. You feel like you need the money. Gosh, man, it's not worth it. I promise, after years of experience doing this, I promise it is better to not have that client than it is to deal with the stress of them constantly nagging about something, dude. Whenever I show up to a property, I want to enjoy doing work for this client. I want to have a good relationship. My business model, it's not set up as a huge volume business model where we just kind of churn clients in and out and we bring in employees and turn them in. That's not the type of business I want. I want a business where I have a pretty good grip on who my clients are. I have a really good grip on who my employees are. And I want relationships with both. I want relationships with my clients and I want relationships with my employees. So whether you have employees or not, I want you to take number 3 to heart, because man, you need to get rid of those problem clients as quick as possible. And if you do have employees, your gut's never wrong. I promise, your gut, I've seen it over and over again, it is never wrong. Fire much faster, and you're going to have a better business, I promise. Okay, number 4 mistake that I made when starting my lawn business was not guiding the client to the right service, or guiding the project in the correct way. Whenever I would show up to do sales or an estimate for a client, I was just wanting to be reactive and accommodate what they were wanting. Meaning that if they wanted, this dirt pile moved over here and then the flower bed project to look this way, I could look at that and I would quote them for exactly what they are saying. Even though I would look at the project and say, there is a better way to do that. Like, no, you need to move this dirt here. You need to do the flower bed project this way. And I would see all these things in my head, and I had a vision for what needed to happen. But out of a need to just want to accommodate what they were asking, I would just want to do exactly what they had requested. And here's the thing. Homeowners, I'm not saying they're not smart. They don't do this every day. Like, they don't do it day in, day out. And they see and have all the experience that I had. And man, here's what happens. I would get near the end of one of these projects, and I had executed the project exactly like the HOA said, or exactly like the homeowner said, exactly like the client. And I'd look at it, and it just didn't look good. And it's not because I didn't do the work exactly like they requested. It's because I did the work exactly like they requested, and I failed to give them my professional recommendations. So here's what I do now. Whenever I show up to a property, I'm going to listen to a homeowner's concern, and I'm going to listen to the problem, but I'm not listening to how they want me to execute the project. Does that make sense? Like, I want to hear what the problem is, but I don't want to hear their solution. I am the person who's going to be giving you the solution because I do this day in and day out. Now, yes, I will listen to your feedback and everything, but ultimately, if I think and know that there is a better way to do something, we're going to do it the way that I've done it 100 times because I know it works and I know it looks good in the end. The other bonus to handling sales and estimates this way is you will get there and then work yourself into all kinds of other work, meaning that you just start asking questions, say, well, what about this over here? What about this? And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, all that stuff needs to be taken care of. And by me being proactive and seeking out those items and having a good eye just from my experience, that really allows me to upsell clients, and not in a sleazy way, but in a beneficial way. Like, it needs to be done, but it's things that I see that they don't necessarily see. So I would just encourage you, whenever you go to your sales and estimates, go there with an open mind, but ultimately you are the person responsible for executing that project the way it needs to be done. Guide the client because you are the professional.